Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to talk about one of the greatest singers in the world, who is also an actress and a great producer, named Whitney Elizabeth Houston. But before starting this story, I want to tell you something. The life of Whitney Houston was very sad, because she lost her mother at a very young age, and she used to live with her grandmother. She had to face many problems in her life, but still, she became one of the greatest singers in the world. So if you don't want to miss this story, then stay with us till the end. Whitney Houston was born on August 9, 1963 in Newark, New Jersey, USA, when Whitney was just 11 years old. Her parents got separated and then her mother moved to Los Angeles, while her father married another woman and lived in New Jersey with Whitney and her brother. Whitney spent most of her time with her mother during school vacations and weekends. Whitney was always interested in singing since she was very young, so at the age of 14 she began to take singing lessons from her mother. When Whitney was only 15, she recorded her first demo tape. At that time, her mother was against Whitney's singing career, but after seeing her daughter's interest in music, she changed her mind and decided to help her daughter achieve her dream of becoming a singer. At the age of 16, Whitney joined the New Hope Baptist Church Choir, and there she met many famous gospel singers like Shirley Caesar and Dorothy Norwood. With the help of these singers, Whitney learned many techniques of singing. In the year 1979, Whitney Houston performed for the first time in public at a local club in New Jersey. After seeing her performance, Clive Davis, who was the head of Arista Records, signed her to his record company. After signing with the record company, Whitney completed her education. Then she started working on her first album, which was released in 1985 under the name Whitney Houston. This album was a huge success, which made Whitney Houston famous all over the world. In the year 1987, Whitney Houston was offered a role in the movie The Bodyguard. In this movie, she played the role of a pop star named Rachel Marin. This movie was a big hit, and Whitney Houston won a Grammy Award for the song I Will Always Love You from this movie. But unfortunately, this movie was the last movie of her career. When Whitney Houston was at the peak of her career, she faced many problems in her personal life. In 1992, Whitney Houston married singer Bobby Brown. This marriage was a very controversial one, because Bobby Brown had a very bad reputation in the media due to his drug addiction and violent behavior. But Whitney Houston did not care about anyone's opinion and married Bobby Brown. This marriage lasted for 14 years. During this time, Whitney Houston gave birth to a son named Michael Bobby Houston Jr. But unfortunately, this marriage ended in divorce in the year 2007. During her second pregnancy, Whitney Houston suffered a miscarriage. This was a very difficult time for Whitney Houston, because she really wanted to have a child. After trying for a long time, finally in 2005, Whitney Houston became pregnant again and gave birth to a baby girl. Sadly, this baby also died after some time due to health complications. Whitney Houston was very upset after the death of her daughter, and she started taking drugs. And alcohol became a regular part of her life. Due to her drug addiction, she could not perform on stage like before. Many people criticized her and compared her to her earlier performances. All this made Whitney Houston very sad. Then in the year 2011, Whitney Houston was found dead in her hotel room on February. According to the investigation, the cause of her death was accidental drowning. Some people believe that Whitney Houston intentionally took her own life, but there is no evidence to support this claim. Now let's talk about Whitney Houston's net worth. At the time of her death, Whitney Houston's net worth was estimated to be around $20 million. She earned most of her wealth through her music career. Whitney Houston has sold more than 200 million records worldwide, making her one of the best-selling music artists of all time. Apart from her music career, Whitney Houston also earned a lot of money from her acting career. Whitney Houston earned around $100 million. Whitney Houston also had many endorsement deals with big brands like Pepsi and McDonald's. Through these commercials, she earned millions of dollars. Now let's talk about Whitney Houston's awards and achievements. Whitney Houston was a very talented singer, and she received many awards and honors during her career. She won 6 Grammy Awards, 2 Emmy Awards, a Golden Globe Award, and an American Music Award. Whitney Houston is the only artist who has been nominated for an Oscar award twice. Whitney Houston was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2020. Whitney Houston was also awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is the highest civilian award in the United States. Now let's talk about Whitney Houston's house. At the time of her death, Whitney Houston owned a mansion in the celebrity hotspot of Calabasas, California. This mansion was built in 1994 and it has 15,700 square feet of space. This mansion has 9 bedrooms and 11 bathrooms. This mansion was listed for sale in 2015 for $19 million. Now let's talk about Whitney Houston's cars. Whitney Houston was very fond of cars, and she owned a collection of luxury cars. One of her favorite cars was a Mercedes-Benz SL600, which she bought in 2004, $150,000. Another car in her collection was a Hummer limousine, which she bought in 2002 for $400,000. Now let's talk about something interesting about Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston was a very private person, and she did not like to share much about her personal life in public. But in 2009, she revealed that she had undergone plastic surgery to reduce her weight. Whitney Houston said that she had no regrets about getting plastic surgery. Whitney Houston was also a very generous person, and she donated a lot of money to various charities. She donated millions of dollars to the American Red Cross and the Elton John AIDS Foundation. Now let's talk about some quotes by Whitney Houston. Here's one of her quotes. "I don't believe it impossible. If you put your mind to something, you should go for it." This quote shows Whitney Houston's positive attitude towards life. She never gave up in her life, and she kept moving forward, even when she faced many problems. Let's take inspiration from Whitney Houston and never give up in our lives. So friends, this was the story of Whitney Houston, one of the greatest singers of all time. I hope you liked her story. Tell us in the comments what you liked about her story and what you learned from it. If you want to hear the story of any other celebrity, then tell us in the comments. We'll make a video on his story. If you want to see the next video of our channel, then click on that like button. Thank you.